Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So here's a viewer story and topic request. So this person's reaching out to me. They were with a narcissist, and she was his former supervisor. So she, in this scenario, is the narcissist. So supervisor, utilizing her position possibly. They got involved together. He was working part-time, and this was her main job. So they got involved together, and after that, she went to a different company. So they were working together. She utilized her authority, or it could have just happened. They just liked each other and got together. But after that, she moved on to a different company. This could be possibly because of a raise, new opportunity, closer to home, or maybe it was getting a little too close for comfort, where she needed more supply. So she gets another job, she can find other people, flirt with them. It could just be a job transfer. So he still has this full-time job somewhere else, and they were still involved in that relationship, but she wanted him to move in. And just like most narcissists, they want it done quickly. And he ended up changing his mind. He reneged, as he states, and she didn't like that. So she monkey branched to her coworkers. She got involved with, and she moved this one coworker into her house. So she does own the house, and they're both Michigan residents, just like me. Maybe I'll see you at Walmart. But the guy bought her a diamond ring. So maybe he's narcissistic, or maybe he just felt confident. Narcissists love to fool us. I don't know that guy. My viewer probably doesn't know him well or at all either. But he was probably picking up on her vibes that she wanted him there. She moved him in. He's probably thinking, if she didn't want a life with me, why would she move me in? But narcissists aren't really thinking about the future. They're thinking about the here and now. We tend to think about the future, that if we choose to move in, that we're planning a future. They're just concerned with today. And we have to remember that narcissists live in the moment. And that's why the things that they say are in the moment, to preserve their situation in the moment. So they'll say whatever. And so he wanted to get married. She refused. Now she is a widow. So she gets some widow, I don't know how you pronounce widow or widower. She's a widow. How does it worded? Yeah, the widow's benefits. And she didn't want to lose those benefits. So her thing that was more important to her were the benefits. Sometimes we have to think too, is that narcissistic? I pay all my own bills. Sometimes it gets scary, what's if something happens to me, am I going to be able to work? Maybe she's thinking long term, if she was healthy, unhealthy, either way, thinking long term, like, I got to make sure I'm taken care of. So that is what's most important to her. Because for me, it's just, I'm single. Like, she has somebody. So she's probably not thinking, like, if I was to think that now, it's because right now I don't have somebody that I can count on. She's supposed to have somebody to count on. This is supposed to be a team. So if I can make my bills on one person, if you got two people and she, didn't have widow benefits, also lost a job, he would have that one income. They should be able to survive. So she's thinking that that's more important. Everybody does things for different reasons. So that's not necessarily narcissistic, but she's putting that above him. There's ways to survive, but sometimes there are those illnesses. So anyways, he wanted to get married, but she didn't want to. And so she did the same thing when my viewer was talking about marriage. In a sense, kind of makes it seem like it's going to be long term. And then, when he set his boundaries, she didn't like it. So in the last 5 years, she's been with 4 different men. And I believe from the context of what he has been writing back and forth, I believe they're coworkers. So she's been with 4 different men, and he asked, what are my thoughts about working with a coworker and being in a relationship with one of them, or them. So is it a good idea? Well, I worked at State Farm Insurance. I did fraudulent claims. Everybody got married. It was what they call it, like the family something, I don't remember, but there's a lot of husband and wives. And then, you know, I'm at a loss for what the word, it's not paternal, where they allow family members to work. It's kind of, you got like a leg in, if you have a family member. They encourage that in a sense. But so sometimes it can work, is what my point is, you know, especially if you're in different departments, you're not, you know, bringing home life to work. You're not taking company time to talk about the kids or what you're doing for Thanksgiving, who's going to pick up the groceries. So it can work. So it's not necessarily should you date at work. I had a gym teacher job, and there's a couple, they're adorable. They're doing great, you know. So it can work. It can work. They also work in 2 different areas of the school. And it works for them. But this is the thing, like, if you break up with the person, how's that going to go down? That's where it gets sticky. So narcissists, they discard people like crazy. They also like to move people in quickly. And be careful though with coworkers. If you're with a narcissist, if you get the promotion, they're going to be upset with you or jealous of you. You know, you might expect them to celebrate with you. They're not going to want to do that. If they do it, they'll do it begrudgingly. And 4 different men in 5 years, that's a red flag. Is it working for her? I think she's just utilizing the fact that there's men around. Nice and easy. My friend's brother went into nursing, and he stated that why not? There's a bunch of girls. It's mostly girls in that profession. So his father was a doctor. He's extremely smart, but he just wanted to do the nursing, and his reasoning was to be around the girls. My sister has a degree in construction management because she knew it was a male dominated profession and it's interesting to her. So those aren't narcissistic people. Those are people with kind of an agenda, like, you know, if I want to marry a Christian, I'm going to go to church. You know, you go where what you want is. That's not targeting an individual, but she's utilizing her position, and she's just trying to secure supply. So is it a good idea to date a coworker? Well, it didn't work out with Mr. Viewer. They worked together, but you know, relationships fall apart whether we work together or we don't. If you work closely with each other, sometimes, have you heard of people who break up once the spouse retires and is at home? Now they're spending more time together. It's healthy to have your own life, to have your own space. You know, everybody in this world is so different that there's no one concrete answer. But as far as, is it a good idea to date a coworker? It's fine if you don't break up. Watch out if you break up. But they keep tabs on you. They might question your every little move. That's what narcissists can do. They can start to make you uncomfortable in your entire life. You have no safe spot. And that might be why these are falling apart pretty quickly. 4 in 5 years. There's going to be the office gossip of, oh, she's with Jim now she's with Kevin, and now Michael is her next rendezvous. You know, Narcissists love to break rules. Who knows that they're making out at work, utilizing company money without any empathy for the company, taking their money and not doing their job like they should. They'll probably lie about that too. But narcissists also have like a sex addiction a lot of times. So maybe she likes, and I'm not saying she's having sex at work, but it's a good opportunity to get your needs met while you're at work, or just a quickie during lunch. They're easily accessible. You don't have to wait until they get home from work. They're right there. So she monkey branched. So people are probably starting to see a pattern. It'll be real interesting. Mr. Viewer, please update me. No, don't track her. I was going to ask for an update, but it's probably better to just let it go. Because it'd be interesting to see if she's going to change to a new job, if her reputation is going to be like the player and not to date her because she's just going to discard you. But honestly, you know, curiosity kills the cat. And sometimes we want to find things out, but sometimes we have to let things go. So to settle your heart, Mr. Viewer, she's been through 4 guys in 5 years. She's monkey branched. You know, she's a supervisor. You know, there's a lot of narcissists in good positions because they know how to work the system. They don't know how to talk. Maybe she's deserving of this job, but they started talking about politicians, how a lot of the politicians are narcissistic. And I don't want to get into the politics as far as whether or not you like Trump for politics, but his attitude, cut people down, you know, just he had this whole bully attitude, and grandiose and on and on. They make it to the top because they'll cut throats analytically, just to get to the top. They'll do what it takes. They'll say lies, they'll cover things up, they'll hide things, embellish things. And you know, is the article I was reading was about, is that a good trait? Is it a good trait for politicians, you know, to take charge? And I don't know. I know it's kind of crazy with some of the jobs that I've had. Like, they don't like to tell you what the real story is. I had one where I was selling gym memberships, and it was pretty high dollar. And we were signing contracts up until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and the doors were closed the next day. And I felt horrible that I'm getting people signing these contracts for hundreds of dollars, hundreds, big hundreds. And the company knew they were not honoring those at all. They didn't leave the gym open so people could work out and tell people, you know, you can rent, you know, you can use our facilities for $5 or $10 today, but we're not going to continue contracts. That would have been, you know, that way you're still bringing in some money to pay for your electric bill, and then close your doors. They took everything they could, and they used pawns to get that done. I was a pawn to get their money. They milked it dry, and that's what the narcissist does, is they'll milk things dry. They'll take things they're not entitled to. The gym was not entitled to take anybody's money, because that was like a year contract that they could not get out of. And you know, I believe how it went was, it was like they just took all the money. Narcissists don't care about the victims that they hurt. Just like the people at the gym, did they care if Lisa signed up? Did they care if it was Lisa's money? No, they didn't care who walked through the door. It was supply. There, it was financial, and they took it. It didn't matter who the person was. It was the supply. Same with the narcissist. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. The narcissist will pick the best of the options, you know, but you know, as far as the question at hand, dating somebody you work with has its own challenges. Depends on how the people are. You know, if you can set up boundaries, like either commit to having lunch every day together, or to say, look, you know, I'll make sure we have dinner every night, but I'm going to hang out with the girls at lunch. Talk about it. You know, things can work as long as we talk about them and compromise. Narcissists don't like to compromise, and they also don't like to talk about things or uphold their commitments. So it's destructive with a narcissist. It doesn't matter about the working situation. She's just utilizing the opportunity. She's opportunistic, just like narcissists are. Or that's what narcissists are. Just they'll take any opportunity to get what they can get. If somebody, you know, had more money, or somebody from a different company was trying to, I don't know, get a new employee, she's going to use sexual prowess. Probably she's going to embellish what she does, all her achievements. She'll take credit for what her staff did, and word it to where, you know, she was the one who brought things into fruition, when she doesn't even acknowledge the people that did the hard work. It's going to fall apart. It's just going to fall apart. Supply is supply to them. History repeats itself. It's very hard for a narcissist to change, because, you know, I had said something in a video that I'd like to clarify is, oh gosh, it's been a long day. I'm back at school now. That narcissists act out when they're stressed. Okay. So I want to clarify what I mean by that. Because some of you are probably like, what are you talking about? Like, they were relaxing all day. They had the day off. It was a beautiful day. I took care of the garbage. I took care of the kids, this, that, or kids were at grandma's. Like, there was no reason for this narcissist to be stressed. That's the thing. They can be stressed on things that we don't understand. Little triggers. Their triggers are from the outside. So bipolar is from the inside. Narcissists are triggered by the outside. So if you just walked into the kitchen and were a little too noisy with the dishes, that stresses them out. You might not even realize it. And then they're going to lose their cool. Little things. Maybe the mail didn't come on time. Little things. You're like, what's the big deal? Like, the mail comes between 2 and 4. It's 2:30 and he's having a breakdown, or she. So there's always little things that are going to irritate the narcissist. And that's where the stress comes from, because it causes a reaction in their brain. Also, relaxing. Their brain's different. When they're relaxed, their brain is in overdrive. We're the opposite. And there are times that narcissists do want to be alone. But it's usually maybe they want to rock out to some music or this or that. But when they feel alone, when they feel there's no supply to go to, they also get uncomfortable. They turn to drugs or alcohol or porn. The narcissist stays busy. They don't like to be left alone with their thoughts. So I drive without my radio on. I did that because I used to listen to some love songs just because they pop up, and it made me sad. So I took a break from it. Now I'm kind of used to not listening to the music. But the narcissist, they don't want to be alone with their thoughts, and they're they're toxic. They're toxic. So whether it's a coworker or not, um, it's just easy access for this one person, and they don't want a long term. They don't want a marriage. They don't want a marriage. They'll secure supply until they go through that narcissistic cycle. That's the thing we have to understand. All of us are sitting here like, not all, a lot of us are thinking, the new supply, is it going to work? It's not going to work. They might stay together, but it's not going to work. And depends on how lazy your narcissist is. Are they going to leave? They'll often be horrible to get the empathetic person to leave or the codependent to leave, but they're trauma bonded. There's back and forth, back and forth. And that's a real hard devaluation stage because they confuse us. It's just toxic all around. But thank you for that request. If you guys date somebody at work, comment below on how that went for you guys. I have seen it work. And then I've seen it not work. But it can be uncomfortable if you guys do break up. Mr. Viewer who requested this, she moved out. I believe she got her new job. But how was it when you guys were working together? Were there struggles at work? If you could share that below, that'd be great. And I'll see you in the next video. Topic requests are welcome. One-on-ones are available. See you soon.